Before we have a look at this, what I want to remind you of is a piece of video where Sadiq Khan stood in front of a camera and said that anybody that said they were taking over London, they were taking over the UK, is a conspiracy theorist. Do you remember that? I've played that video on this channel numerous times. Now I want to show you this tweet here. And it says, the British government now wants Britain's countrysides to become less white and more diverse. They explicitly say the countryside should be transformed to resemble Birmingham or Luton. Now, we know exactly what's been happening in Birmingham and Luton and London for that matter. Let's have a look at this video that's accompanying this and see what's going on.
I think we might be finished as a country and probably an entire continent. There are plans in place to deliberately make the British countryside, quotes, less white. Now, wait until you hear how mental this is. The Chilterns National Landscape team has set out proposals that include community outreach schemes to attract more Muslims to the area, particularly from nearby Luton, apparently. They're going to recruit more diverse staff and publish advertising material featuring ethnic minorities and write them in, quote, community languages. What, so adverts for the Chilterns in Urdu, Bengali and Arabic, is it? And they also want dogs to be kept under tighter control because some groups are scared of them. So,
well, we know what groups are scared of them. It doesn't take a bloody rocket scientist, does it? Just geographically, if anybody wants to know where the Chilterns are, I brought up the map there. I'll just blow this up so you can all see it. You've got London, you've got Oxford, and the Chilterns are basically there in between the two. So in the London area, more or less, just on the outskirts. So that's that. Anyway, let's go back to this video.
Because perhaps some people from, say, Somalia are scared of dogs, rural British folk now have to keep them on a lead, do they? Malvern Hills National Landscape in the West Midlands said, many minority peoples have no connection to nature in the UK because their parents and their grandparents did not feel safe enough to take them or had other survival preoccupations. It added, while most white English users value the solitude and contemplative activities with the countryside affords us, the tendency for ethnic minority people is to prefer social company, family, friends, and schools.
Have you ever been to the Malvern Hills? I've been to the Malvern Hills a few times, and it in fact holds a very special place in the heart of my family for reasons I won't go on to online, but let's just say it's a very large history. And there's a certain thing I have to do there at some point in the future. And I thought it was bad enough when you get into landlocking and all the rest of it. Now you hear this. Obviously, the Malvern Hills is a little bit further across than, the inner city that we're talking about. But it's the same prospect.
If I was an ethnic minority, I'd find all of that quite offensive. But anyway, let's just think about the two places named so far. We've got the West Midlands there. We've got Luton. They have entire areas that are basically non-white in those areas. Huge.
That's right. Already, you look at any of these places, you look at videos, you look at recent news. It's unbelievable.
Levels of immigration from Pakistan. A mosque leader in Birmingham helps to appoint the chief constable of West Midlands Police. Even years ago in Luton, elements of the local Muslim community held this huge rally.
Hands off Muslims!
Hands off Muslims!
Hands off Muslims!
Everyone's got a right to protest, but I found their chanting provocative and extreme.
British police go to hell!
British police go to hell!
I will have
You look naked on the street.
Do I look naked? Do I really? I don't look naked.
You're trying to seduce.
No one's trying to seduce me, and I'm not trying to seduce anyone. You shouldn't judge me how I try not to judge you. You are. You've just said who am I trying to seduce? No one.
I said I am doing.
Well, I don't judge you because I'm above that.
So the Chilterns.
That alone tells you everything. That one piece of footage tells you everything.
National landscape area wants to attract more people like that to the British countryside, do they? The British countryside needs those people, does it? I'd like to start a diversity scheme aimed at making sure white people feel safe in areas of Luton and Birmingham again. I mean, how about that? How about that? Near the Lake District in Cumbria, they're building a £2.5 million mega-mosque. I mean, there are actually hardly any Muslims there, and it is designed to help bring Muslims to the local area. Now, you know...
Do you hear how much he just said there? Now, all of this stuff propping up everywhere, this is England. And we have constitutional rights. We have constitutional documents which were put in place to protect us from this and just about everything else you hear in the news that's going on. None of it is being enforced. All of it is being ignored. None of it is being taken any notice of. It is an utter disgrace. And piece by piece, city by city, and these idiots that are in control of us in government, in local councils, are allowing all of this to happen. And then when you get by-elections and you get people like me who speak up and say, well, actually, let's go and do blah, 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 we're the ones that get the blame. Yeah, it's a big game that's being played. People need to wake up.
Again, it's not as if people aren't trying to do this stuff already, is it? Nearby, a council refused a planning application for a small children's home because they thought it might cause noise and disturbance.
Kids. One of the people or one of the groups of individuals that should be protected amongst all else is our kids. I bet if that was something else, no problem.
But a £2.5 million mega-mosque in the area is absolutely fine, is it? Now have a look at what the Church of England has announced today. The Church of England has launched a new diversity drive, encouraging clergy to give more sermons about diversity and anti-racism. Places of worship will additionally be allocated resources to assist refugees and asylum seekers.
Look at that, right? Church of England clergy instructed to give anti-racism sermons in 730 grand diversity push. There is a separation of powers in this country, or at least there should be. And the church, for years, and I take this more personally now than I have done before, again, for reasons I will not go into, are sticking their oar into things that have got no concern of theirs whatsoever. The church should stick to the church. The church should stick to the name of God or whatever else it happens to be. Keep their nose out of the politics. It's simple.
Whilst being expected to advance diversity within leadership positions. The Church of England seems to have learnt absolutely nothing. They were accused just a couple of years ago of being a conveyor belt for illegal immigrants to fraudulently stay in Britain. But if you think this is bad, just look at what has happened in Spain. The government has just allowed more than 500,000 illegal migrants to have residency in Spain. And here's what reportedly happened immediately outside the Pakistani consulate.
Right, we'll have a look at that in a second, but you bear in mind what he just said about 500,000 people in Spain. Couple that with a previous video I did about clamping down on free speech in Spain. You can see it's not as attractive as it once sounded. So anybody who wants to fuck off to Spain, is the grass really greener on the other side? Or is it all going the same way? Bit of coordination going on somewhere.
Interesting, isn't it? Queuing up for their residency. And we understand that this is a place called Ceuta, which is a Spanish enclave in Morocco. These lads are happy about the news.
There's a very interesting video, and I'll let Patrick talk in a minute, which you can see on Tucker Carlson. Yeah, I think you have to get a paid membership unless you know someone with a gifted link. And it's where two geezers, they're both American, have followed the whole immigration route from where it starts, right up through the Canaries, right through Spain, up to France and across to here. So all of those scenes that you're seeing in that piece of footage, quite frankly, do not surprise me one iota. And you look at the figures, 500,000. Look at what's going on with the United Nations, complaining about that. The chickens come home to roost, is all I'll say.
Britain and Europe appears to be committing suicide.
There's nothing more important than keeping you and your loved ones safe.
Nothing more important than keeping you and your loved ones safe. Britain and Europe appear to be into an act of self-harm by the sound of it. What do you reckon? Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. I'll talk to you soon. Toodaloo.